Folks, this is interesting. It is the biggest strike in human history. The biggest strike in human history is going on right now. It is going on right now. Really, Ron? Is it in your backyard? No, it is not in my backyard, unfortunately. It is in India. 250 million people are participating in a countrywide strike in India. This started last week. It's still going. Some of the taxi drivers might jump in to this strike on December 3rd. That's an update. This started on Thursday, November 26th. India witnessed the biggest organized strike in human history. Over 250 million people. They're protesting some anti-labor and anti-farm laws that went into effect. The strike was organized by a coalition of workers and farmers movements. Some of the key demands contained in the 12-point charter put forward by the organizers include a withdrawal of a series of laws recently passed by the Modi government, repealing key labor and farm price protections, a rollback in the recent disinvestment policies in major government-owned enterprises, implement of existing welfare schemes for rural workers, and expanding welfare policies to aid the masses affected by the economic fallout of the COVID-19 pandemic. 250 million people. Georgia, did you know about this?
I actually didn't, so I'm very happy to be informed about it, and I hope something similar happens in this country. I mean, in our state, Governor Inslee just announced, I think $160 million of bailouts for businesses here. Meanwhile, we have a real homeless crisis. We had 500,000 people without any healthcare coverage even before COVID-19, and they've been talking about austerity measures for the last 6 months because we need budget cuts. But all of a sudden, we have $160 million to bail out businesses. So, and no money for the people who are really, really suffering, losing their jobs, having no healthcare, losing their homes. So I hope that we can emulate India here and also have a mass strike.
Oh, yeah. I have always said the one thing I stand for two things. I stand for love. I'm a fan of it. I believe in it. It's the only thing I believe in. And I stand for a general strike. I think we need a general strike. I made it clear. I'm like, look, I get that it doesn't apply to someone like me, so I want to be a communication vehicle and help out in that way. I'm here. I'll broadcast whenever you need me to. Whatever I can do to help orchestrate it, I'm here. I'm ready. But it's going to take some brilliant organizing minds. But I feel like, I know it's not easy, and I know that society is set up to prevent striking. The contemporary United States is set up so that people really feel like they can't strike because they're one paycheck away from going under all the time. But man, I'm reading a book right now, like a labor history book, and it's talking about, the strikes that they organized back in the day. And you see what Eugene Debs and all those folks pulled off. And you're like, well, if they pulled it off with horseback and telegrams and shit, I feel like we got to be able to do something, right?
Agree. And I have heard that historically it only takes about 3% of the population rising up and demanding change for politicians to start listening. And so I agree. We need organizers out there making this strike happen here in the United States.
I'm with you. So we'll see what happens in India. We'll watch this as it unfolds. But how about that? Let that sink in for a second, everybody. The biggest strike in human history is happening right now. Did you hear CNN talk about this? How about Fox News? How about MSNBC? Corporate media is probably not going to talk about it, if they have it all. Maybe they have at some point. I'm not sure because I haven't been watching cable news. But you're not going to hear about this very much in the media in the United States. This is not stuff they want you to hear about. You got to go to shows like this to hear about the biggest strike in human history. What a year 2020's been.
It's been pretty wild.
Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. Get your news on with Ron. Don't you want to know what's going on? We're getting our news on today. You can tweet me an article at Ron Placone. We'll go through it together and